It's testing the live stream. Okay, now I'm live. Man, it took around 20 seconds to actually get live. So, alright, reflection time. So, it's been almost about a week since I posted the first reflection time video. And, man, I totally thought I was going to do this every single day. But work happened Monday through Friday. And after work, I am just tired. So, today, it's July 10th. It's a Friday night. And I have some things I want to talk about, I guess. Alright, so first thing first. Last time I checked, I think I recorded for about 20 minutes, and I can't believe that I can just keep on going and talk for like 20 minutes. But it was really interesting to listen to myself, though. I guess that's what people would call you, kind of egotistical, that you just want to listen to the sound of your own voice. It is kind of therapeutic because it helps you to connect with yourself from an earlier time, and that experience is a little bit special. Let me just put it that way. So, anyway, so for today, I have three things I mostly wanted to talk about. The first thing is really about post-dinner stupor. So, again, originally I wanted to do this reflection time as a daily basis, so I can really think through what the hell I did that day. But that did not end up happening because Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, I think I am on a different spectrum in my head, different frequency, if you may, and then I just really don't think that I was at the place where I can just sit down and set up the live stream and just go ahead and talk about myself. There's part of that, I guess. The other part is I wanted to do more things. Again, here comes a cliched productivity thing. Motivational speaker style. If you do a little bit every day and then do it consistently, and over time you're going to see something very special happen to you. And I've tried it with a lot of different things, and I'd say that I think it's very effective. So I subscribe to that theory, and unfortunately, I just can't really get myself up and actually go ahead and do something extra, like keep on reading this thing I wanted to read, and sit down, or even sit down and record myself to think through my thoughts. And honestly, I feel really sleepy, but at the same time, I really don't want that time to go because, well, if I hit the hay and I fall asleep, and then it's the next day, and I have early morning meetings, let's just put it that way, and I kind of subconsciously just don't really want to do that, like I want that night to go longer. And I want that night to go longer in a way that I just want to sit down and relax and do other things that are stupid or like wasteful in some way. And I really don't have a good way of going about it, because I know that as much as I try, I think Monday through Thursday, and I just don't have enough motivation to actually do anything. And here comes the weekend, and that's why I really think that the only time that I have any drive left at all is really in the morning. So that's that, and I kind of feel bad about not being able to do this, though I haven't really found a good solution. I think it might be like a mental thing, might be I'm just not driven enough to do something. But yeah, I mean that's post-dinner stupor. I feel sleepy, I don't want to sleep, I want to do things that are stupid, and I don't know, browse YouTube, watch YouTube videos, and other things that are not obviously productive. And I don't even have kids yet. I can't even imagine like what happens when I have kids and where all this free time's gonna come from. I mean, the one good part about today, I mean this week, is that I've been taking walks with my wife, so I guess that's good. But that's that. Hopefully I will find enough drive. I think it's really, well, the other side, now I think about it, I think that I could have uh, done something. I could have just really pushed myself, but again, if I really try that, I think it's a mentally draining task, and I'd feel very bad about it, you know? So, we'll see. I'll continue to wrestle with that, and hopefully I'll find a solution to it. Alright, so, but the second thing I do want to talk about is Khan Academy, and yes, it's made for kids, I guess, for people in high school and people in, yeah, mostly the pre-college type of educational program. But well, I'm a power user of Khan Academy during college, and I think, especially for arts and humanities, they do have a lot of content, a lot of very good content, and I do enjoy listening to those. Although I don't think I remember a lot of things, but here's the thing about learning is that if you expose yourself to this, and you never know, right? Like, it might just actually stick with you, and I think that happens to me a lot. Like, some random pieces of information just get stuck because I just go through the material, and you never know what's actually staying with you. So, but beside the point, the class I really want to talk about is the Pixar in a box, and the part that I really did was about characters and storytelling. And man, I think this is really good quality stuff, and they basically right now they're breaking down storytelling, and they're trying to give you like different story prompts, and I really like those prompts. Like, I mean, it's very personal. They ask you about your top 3 movies, I mean top 3 whatever, and ask you to go through them in each of the prompt in a different way. First is about like what you like or you don't like about it, and which character do you like or don't like or something like that, and then what's the world, and then ask the what if questions. So each of those questions or prompts become one of my topics in my early morning writing session. I've been doing that for about a week now, but that's a story for another time why I started doing it, and I really really enjoy doing that. But so far I've been doing that, and I really also like this class, and I didn't really come from a creative background. From college, I did math and philosophy. It's a lot of argumentation, laying out arguments, whether the argument makes sense, and then deconstruct other people's argument and things like that. It's kind of like a pre-law kind of thing, I guess. So it's not really about creative writing. It's less about characters and less about the imaginative, the emotional aspect of humanity. And going through this, I mean, so far it really puts a perspective about how characters are built, and I really enjoy it. And of course, the writing prompts, there comes with that. So, as a side note, I do want to talk a little bit about the writing prompts. So a friend of mine told me about this exercise. Just write everything down, kind of like what I'm doing right now with the audio log I'm doing. Just speak your mind and really say it out loud, and hopefully through this process you should be able to get to know yourself a little bit better. Well, I don't know, there's growth, there's that too, but the important part is that if you go through this exercise, you should be able to get something out of it, and clear your mind at least. So, well, there's that. I'd highly recommend going through the Pixar stuff. And I did tell myself I'm going to limit the length of this audio log within 10 minutes. It seems like that's not going to happen, but let me see how quickly I can go through the last part. So the last part I want to share a little bit is the idea of unbundling. So this is jumping into the business topic I really do want to talk about. So I think I stumbled across this image someplace random. I forgot whether this is like from Reddit or something. But the image is about how Excel, and Excel can be used for a lot of different things in business, for taxes, for HR, for law, for task management, and you name it, for sales, right? And so the image was basically saying that Excel, for each of those specialized functional areas, a new company were created. So for example, Excel for sales, for tracking leads and tracking like the meetings, the sales, the prospects and stuff like that, eventually got turned into, companies like CRM. I'm sorry, CRM is not a company, but like turned into CRM, and there are a whole bunch of evolution of CRM companies, from the very original Oracle, Siebel to Salesforce. I mean, that's the most prominent example. Other things, for example, you can use Excel to track like project management stuff. Obviously, there's the Jira, the Confluence. I use that a lot, and the Asana. And but again, things like that really puts this into perspective how great a product Excel really is, and essentially billions and billions of dollars of value were created from specializing and actually taking these functions out of Excel and built a complete ecosystem around it. And that idea was very fascinating. So I shared that with my friend and mentioned that I think I've seen something similar for Craigslist, and it's the same story. Right? Like Craigslist, every single, I guess like a main section of Craigslist got turned into a company at some point, especially in the 2015s time frame, I guess. I mean, Tinder got started around 2012, but that's essentially meeting hot singles in your local area. You know, that was the Craigslist function, and then there's the whole real estate got turned into Zillow. There's the job hunt. Like I think back in college, a couple of classmates were looking for internship that way. Apparently, it works, and the people were really surprised by it. But again, that got turned into a whole bunch of recruiting tools like ZipRecruiter and yeah, like a whole bunch of other things. And then there's the secondhand, local flea market type of business. There's the OfferUp, and then there's Let Go, and so on and so forth, right? So the idea is really, really powerful, and the idea here is really the fluctuation between bundling and unbundling. So in the article, I think I read more about it from Andreessen Horowitz. One of the arguments that they're trying to put forth is, after progressive unbundling, like the companies become bigger and bigger. For example, like Zillow, they got specialized and actually putting into specialized around that particular vertical, and then within that vertical, there's a whole bunch of things that are happening, like taking out loans, applying for loans, finding I guess like different services for inspections, closing the deal, and the properties and things like that. And all of those are actually specialized functions, right? And because how big Zillow has been, I think that they're saying out of Zillow, further unbundling occurred, which is quite fascinating. But I don't 100% subscribe to the linear evolution of history. I take a more cyclical view, and it's kind of like a bundling and unbundling. It's a cycle, and I'm just kind of wondering, when will the unbundling stop and then rebundle again, and what will be the cost for that? That will be quite interesting. All right, so it's 14 minutes now, and that's what I want to share. And I'll keep on writing, and I'll hopefully do more of these type of reflections for the things I want to talk about. So, all right, well, have a good weekend.